In this video, I will introduce Google Classroom, which, relatively speaking, is a newer addition to the Google Cloud Suite. From the home page, you could search through your apps, or from the Waffle Bar web store, open up Google Classroom. Each of these individual blocks represent classes that I've already created for my existing students. If this is your first time to Classroom, you'll have to create a classroom for which to start building your course structure. You can do so by pressing the plus sign in the top right hand corner of the screen. And instead of joining a class, you will create a class. Here you enter the basic information about your class, such as the name, the section if you teach more than one, which I do, which is important to keep them in order, and the general subject matter. Once you have your basic course information entered, you can press Create Class, and you will be brought to a new classroom, which is ready to be set up which way you choose. Starting in the top right hand corner, you can upload a photo for display in the main header. You can also select from Google's choice of various themes to fit whatever your class may be. If you scroll down a little bit, you see some basic options: Stream, Students, and About. Right now we're looking at the Stream screen, which is the main home page of the course, where you'll be probably spending the most amount of your time creating assignments, looking through assignments that have been turned in, setting due dates, as well as other options that we'll cover in a moment. The Student tab is an important tab, as this is where you can invite your students to join the classrooms, contact guardians, and various other options that come into play as you start to develop your classroom. Our About tab is just some more general information about the class itself, calendar links, and other information that you can put in. For now, let's go back to the Stream page. On this page, the students will find any information that you provide to them, assignments you assign to them, or any other material that you would like them to have access to over the web in the Google Suite. To start adding content to our class, we'll go down here and press the plus button, and you'll see a bunch of options that come up. You can create announcements, assign assignments, questions, or even reuse a post once you have created it. We'll start by clicking on Create Announcement. This is the most basic of the information posted in your classroom. A simple welcome message to class, snow closing date, or whatever else the class needs to see will come up on the top of the page when you insert it. Now, we can insert other information here, such as topics, creating topics, and what this will do is it can allow you to organize different entries that you put in on a certain subject, so you can categorize them and keep them a little bit more well organized. We'll get no topic for now, as we're only making a simple post. Down here are other options we'll get into later, which allow you to add file attachments, link Google Drive documents directly into the post, insert YouTube videos, or other hyperlinks to other sites. This is the most basic of the features, as we say. So if we go over here to post, you can either schedule it to post at a certain time, save the draft to be edited and reused later, or just post. And as you can see, there's my announcement that comes up. Not very exciting. The next post we will look at is the creating a question post. In this case, we're going to plus the plus sign, come up to it says create question, and we're going to pose a question to the students. Simple: what is CAD? On instructions would say answer in complete sentences. We'll set a due date of this for, let's see if today's the 12th, we'll set a due date for the 16th. We'll leave the time option blank. And here you can give the students the ability to reply back and forth to one another. What we'll do now is we'll go on and say ask the question. And you'll see this post is now set up for the students to see. Now, while I can't go into the student side of this to see what they see, you would be essentially the same question where they would have an option to turn it in. And over here in done, not done, would be under the done option would be how many students have turned their assignment in, and not done is who is still working on it or has not turned it in. When you first assign the question, the not done number will be equal to the number of students that are enrolled in your classroom. Once those students finish the assignment and turn it in, it will go into the done category, making for a very easy way to see who has and has not completed the assignment. If we click on the done, you can see no one has finished just yet. This would start to fill up as the students answer those questions. Let's go back down to our plus sign and look at some other options where we can actually create an assignment now. Assignments can be very, very useful, as it is a good way to assign work, collect work, even grade work, and provide these questions in a multiple ways, including included multimedia such as videos, YouTube links, and well as pictures. Creating a simple assignment, what we'll do is create a scenario in which the students must take a form that I'm going to provide to them, fill it out, and then turn it in. We'll just call this planning outline. Each one of the students will need to fill in the planning outline and turn it back into me. The planning outline is already created in my Google Drive under a recent file, and once I double click it, the document itself will appear down inside of the Google Classroom window. If I click on the button, it will take me to the page that each of the students will have access to once I assign the project. You can see the various parts of the form that need to be filled in. And so now we need to get this assignment to them. If you come over here, there are the permissions for what students can do with the file. If you only want them to be able to look at it, then you would leave it as only can view it. But we want, in this case, for each student to be able to have a copy of this assignment, fill it in, and then submit it. So what we'll do is we'll go over to make a copy for each student. This will send a copy of this document where the students can change to each one of their Google Classrooms. Once this is set up, you can go ahead and go to assign the assignment. And there's our new planning outline assignment that comes up. With a couple examples of the basic assignments that we can create, let's create a slightly more advanced assignment using multimedia and video links for the students. We'll start by creating a new assignment, and we'll name this CAD drawing number 1 custom house. Now this drawing will be based in a 3D modeling program and then submitted to Google Classroom. We will be providing them with the information of how to create the video, the due date, and what the final product should look like prior to them turning it in. I'll set a due date of a week, and next I will go and link this classroom post to a YouTube video that will explain to the students how to create the model that they will be building. If we click on our YouTube link here, select the URL of the video, the video comes up. You can add it, and you can see that the video is neatly placed inside of the post with the full name of it as well as the minutes. You can even preview the post by clicking on it, and it will bring you into the post.
With the basic features is house completed.
I also like to assign the students an image of what the final product will look like prior to them submitting the JPEG image. For this, I will submit an actual JPEG file of what the house should look like when they complete it and turn it in. Let's go ahead and add that image from my computer. I'll click on my Google Drive icon, and it's not currently in my drive, so I'm going to go over to Upload, and I'm going to drag the picture from my desktop and upload it into my Google Drive. Once in my Google Drive, you can see the image comes up, and the final product will be viewable from the students as they complete their project. Once the two multimedia items are in, I can go ahead and press assign. And you see it comes up. You could have typed out longer instructions if you wanted to, shows the due date, and in this case no one's enrolled in the classroom, so there are no students done or not done, but that will populate once the students are inside of your class. To give a quick example of what it looks like once the students turn their projects in, I'll go to an established class I've already had where students have turned in his information, and you can see there are a variety of different videos. Here you can see the custom house video, and you can see it has 14 students have not finished it, 9 have indeed finished it. When you open up the assignment here, you are brought to a window where you can see in detail, alphabetical order by the student's last name, and the icons that they may have put up, as well as the file type, if it's not done, who has yet to turn it in. You can also come over here and assign your grades if you choose to grade it directly into Google Classroom, and this will show the students as you enter the grades and post them what they scored on that particular project. Let's go back to the feed and show another feature you can use with Classroom. In this case, a survey. Halfway through the cycle, I like to give my classes a survey to see how they're responding to what we have done so far. So I post a survey via Google Form. They will open it up and answer specific questions about my course, which then I am able to take and alter, if necessary, the remaining time that we have the cycle class together. While that is most of the features that we have covered in Google Classroom, we have forgotten probably the most important one, and that's how to get students into your class. Once you have your stream set up and you have your assignments, that's all well and good, but you need to get your students into the course itself. To do this, you'll come to your Students tab, and you have a couple options to get them into the classroom. You can invite the students via email and go through your address book, or a much more efficient way is to simply have the students log into their Google accounts, search Google Classroom, and join a classroom with this code as the key for the students to get into your class. Once they enter this code unique to your classroom, they will be logged into your classroom, and we'll see the stream come up similar to this. That will conclude this walkthrough of Google Classroom. I hope you have enjoyed this video.